It is my honor to invite Professor Diab.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to address you at the JET Summit 2025. Today, we embark on a journey to reimagine higher education as the engine of economic transformation. The world is evolving at an unprecedented pace, shaped by disruptive technology, artificial intelligence, and shifting economic paradigms. In this presentation, we will explore how state-of-the-art technology and AI are revolutionizing higher education to forge leaders who will redefine economic frontiers. We will also discuss the pivotal role of leadership development, gender inclusivity, and economic empowerment as cornerstones of this transformation. The future of higher education is not just about imparting knowledge. It is about cultivating visionaries who will shape the global economy. It is about forging a path towards a new era of learning and leadership that transcends traditional barriers and fosters inclusive growth. With the increasing complexity of political systems across the globe and the shifting into a multipolar world, as well as the traumatized globe we are living in today, full of conflicts and volatile economies, there is dire need today for leaders with a global mindset and local sensitivities to develop and understand how the world is influencing the agenda, keeping in mind that people have different leadership styles due to many reasons, including experience, personality, values, and especially education. Leaders today must be able to not only focus, be relationship builders and outcome driven, but also possess qualities of resilience and responsiveness. They should be not only decision makers, planners, technology savvy with problem solving skills, but also innovators, motivators, and initiators. Needless to say, leaders need above all to be good communicators and negotiators. A true leader is one that builds enduring greatness through a combination of personal humility and professional work. Moreover, emotional intelligence essential for leaders is the ability to identify and manage emotions, which requires social skills, self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, and empathy. As Daniel Goleman said, and I quote, "For leaders, the first task in management has nothing to do with leading others. Step one poses the challenge of knowing and managing oneself," unquote. Higher education is the gateway to innovation, progress, and sustainable development. However, for decades, it has operated within rigid frameworks that fail to keep pace with the demands of the modern economy. Traditional education systems, characterized by standardized curricula and mainly theoretical learning, are increasingly inadequate in preparing students for the fast-evolving job market. To revolutionize higher education, we must revamp our curricula, as well as integrate state-of-the-art technology and AI into academic frameworks. AI-powered adaptive learning platforms can personalize education, ensuring that students receive content tailored to their learning styles and capabilities. Moreover, virtual and augmented reality can create immersive learning experiences that simulate real-world challenges, preparing students for complex problem-solving in diverse industries. Furthermore, higher education institutions must bridge the gap between academia and industry. Universities should act as incubators of talent, fostering entrepreneurship and innovation through interdisciplinary collaboration, research, partnerships, and AI-driven skill development programs. We must transition from a degree-centric model to a competency-based model, where learners acquire critical thinking, adaptability, and digital literacy, skills imperative for navigating the economic landscapes of tomorrow. A key element in this transformation is lifelong learning. The rapid evolution of technology in global industries means that education can no longer be confined to a single stage of life. Universities must embrace continuous education models, offering micro-credentials, executive programs, and digital learning pathways that empower professionals to upskill and reskill throughout their careers. Keeping in mind that soft skills like leadership, adaptability, communication are becoming just as critical as technical skills. AI-driven platforms can facilitate this shift by providing real-time analysis of labor market trends, ensuring that learners acquire skills that align with current and future economic demands. Here are some trends. The World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report in 2023 indicated that 44% of workers' skills will be disrupted in the next 5 years, and 6 in 10 employees will require training before 2027. The McKinsey Global Institute indicated that by 2030, up to 375 million workers, that's about 14% of the global workforce, may need to switch occupational categories due to automation and AI. And 87% of companies are experiencing skill gaps or expect them within a few years. OECD in 2022 mentioned that over 1 billion jobs, almost 1/3 of all jobs worldwide, are likely to be transformed by technology over the next decade. And UNESCO says that the world needs to train more than 69 million teachers by 2030 to meet educational goals, including reskilling demands in digital and green transitions. Accordingly, the implications for stakeholders include, for employers, the need to invest in continuous learning and development programs to bridge skill gaps and retain talent. Governments should implement policies that support lifelong learning and provide funding for upskilling initiatives. Education institutions must adapt curricula to meet evolving industry needs and offer flexible learning options. And workers should be encouraged to engage in lifelong learning to remain competitive in the changing job markets. Moreover, democratizing access to education is essential. Digital learning platforms and AI-powered virtual classrooms can break down geographical and socioeconomic barriers, enabling students from all corners of the world to access quality education whether using synchronous and/or asynchronous delivery modes. By harnessing the power of blockchain technology, institutions can create transparent and secure credentialing systems, allowing individuals to showcase their skills and competencies beyond traditional degrees. This paradigm shift will ensure that education is no longer a privilege, but a universal right, fostering the global workforce capable of driving economic transformation. Needless to say, education is the prime mover for change in today's complex world. Education unlocks human potential to connect language, culture, and moral values to reshape the learner's personality, encourage free thinking and responsible citizenship, thus facilitating social unity and preparing new generations for the social, political, and economic development of their countries and beyond. Education should not only provide pedagogical instruction, but also influence attitudinal reform. It is about creating global citizens and leaders that have the necessary breadth of soft skills as well as depth pertaining to hard skills in the area of specialization in a dynamic, rapidly changing world and emerging markets. Education goes beyond career advancement to the development of mental capacities, including the ability to distinguish facts from opinions, be creative, innovative, and critical, appreciate diversity, believe in equality, and embrace others. Higher education will significantly transform over the coming decades in ways that will look very different from what is practiced today in traditional HEIs. Virtual undergraduate and graduate programs will be on the increase, and self-paced teaching tools will accommodate students that learn differently. Moreover, educational technology, hardware and software tools will transform teaching and learning. PM Margaret Thatcher once said, back in the 70s, and I quote, "Countries are rich whose governments have policies which encourages essential creativity, initiative, and enterprise of man and recognizes his desire to do better for his family," unquote. I say that the ultimate and sustainable wealth of nations is not in its natural resources, although they represent economic multipliers. Our true wealth is our views that represent the future. The marriage of AI, IoT, VR, AR, big data, smart tech, and data science is going to make what seemed impossible yesterday possible tomorrow. The educational system of tomorrow will need to explore how best to empower youth to unleash their innovative and entrepreneurial skills for a better world. A system that will graduate global citizens that become the leaders of tomorrow. Leaders in their communities, countries, or regions that will understand the importance of diversity in promoting global awareness. Leaders that value critical thinking, analysis, and synthesis skills in benefiting from the pervasiveness of technology. Leaders that believe in community and communication for cross-cultural awareness. Leaders that value the importance of human rights and understanding opposing perspectives. Leaders that have empathy and confidence, but are also open-minded, curious, and inquisitive. Leaders that promote social justice and sustainability. Leaders that value the significance of civic engagement and community service. And leaders that work for a more open and a more peaceful world.